Pow Wow, yo, yippee, yeah, it's pile number 50, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we'll dig dive into love of the community, then talk about what's happening on SwissBorg network, where the market's going up to over 99 for Bitcoin. Talking about, of course, what is happening on the SwissBorg app, and with new token, talking about Borgy, the initiative that has been launched by the community, SwissBorg Earn, and last but not least, some alpha sessions. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel, the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg. Always to serve you, and check out this beautiful Bitcoin t-shirt that I got over 99. Has been waiting in my closet for a long time, and yes, I do have a green one talking about SwissBorg getting to $10. So everyone wants to know about farming, what's the game, and how we get the points, and how it's shown on the screen. Surprise, surprise, as we say. You'll figure it out when you get it, and that's the rules of the game. So for most competitions, there's just, it is what it is. So hard to say. The cool thing about Euro and VCHF is we are part of the big farmers in that group, so we will probably get a fair amount of those points to get rewarded to use stuff if you're storing Euro or VCHF. And yeah, it's free pizza. So hope you enjoy it. SwissBorg in the news. We had the Business Insider that created a little piece with myself. I talked about that, which is really good. And I was saying that the good thing about in the US is finally they're having clear statements, and that was Europe has been taking the lead, like Switzerland and Europe, on how to regulate crypto. Finally, America has been catching up, which is nice. But we have more things in Le Journal du Coin, where the Smart Engine is always talking about the Smart Engine and how it's the best place to buy Bitcoins on SwissBorg. All-time high. Crazy, guys. I mean, 7 years ago, I was in rooms pitching to people the same thing. It was maybe at 1,000, 2,000, or 4,000 the Bitcoin, and people, when I'll say it was going to get over 100,000, and it eventually gets to 1 million, but at least it'll get to 100,000, which is sure people were just laughing. And there you go. 7 years later, we made it. Took off this shirt made this shirt on purpose for it. Total sale going market is 200 billion right now. Obviously, DeFi is heating up. As we said, yield is coming back, which is great, and there's more to be done actually in the SwissBorg app. More and more great juicy yields coming into the SwissBorg app. There you go. MicroStrategy has pushed everyone to buy some Bitcoin. Amazon shareholders, which have 90 billion in treasury, wants to push 5% in Bitcoin allocation. That is $4.5 billion. That's a lot of money. Ethereum chart was very exciting until today, or last night, sorry. And NFTs, it's starting. And it was, if you remember, in December 2020, it started as well. I still don't think it's going to be as big as it was. I think so. Memes have just took over. And right now was the penguins and everything that are about to launch their own tokens. But it's always the same thing. It's like you buy NFTs and then you get to the meme. You get the meme, you get to the meme token after, or the payment token after. I still, there's definitely value in there, but for me, it's still very marginal to compare what the rest of the market represents, right? Market update. Well, obviously BTC at ATC at all-time high over 100 is crazy. When it's up to 103, I think so, if I remember correctly. I still believe in the same scenario as I explained earlier, which is essentially we definitely broke out, and the big support is at 91,000. And I think so we're going to trade it for some time until the end of the year, I believe so, because there's whales accumulating. We don't want to go too rush into euphoria, right? We want to do step by step, and that really shows again that it's such a much more mature market. If you look right now at liquidations, obviously there's been a lot of liquidations that have happened. First was on the short side when it popped over the 100,000, and now it's on the other side, obviously. So 1.7 billion of liquidations. The funding rates are very high, which is good, and the return from it is 80% to 10% on altcoins. So that's a very healthy sign again about the market. There are people that have been taking out some money though in the last 14 days, and I understand that. A lot of people should take profit, and it's never a bad thing. A lot of people criticize people taking profit, but it's cool. It's always better to take profit earlier than later. I don't, I don't take too early profits. That's my own style because I like the fun of it and I like the performance out of it. But if you're living on your trading or you really want to realize your home dream whatsoever, I think so it's great to take some profits. And people don't take profits are people that usually have a tendency of not necessarily making the best out of it. Besides, if you're just a long-term investor and you just choose the best assets and you don't care. But if you're between two, you should definitely be able to trade some. ETH inflows are growing, and I think so the rebirth of Ethereum is about to happen. It's still small, to be honest, but I think so we will see an Ethereum season. There's no more about that. Last but not least, next week is about the cut. The Fed has, their big consensus is that people will probably believe that it's 100, it's not 100, sorry, it's 25 basis points, 125, that'll be crazy. It'll be really crazy right now. That would bring us like to 200K maybe Bitcoin. And then we'll see how it happens in the next year. This is a very, very, very important way to see if the Fed cut rates, there's more liquidity that's getting injected, more liquidity goes to stocks and to Bitcoin. So that's very important. This week, SwissBorg Tokenverse, Shadow's doing very well, and other different crypto, essentially some DeFi is looking back. You see as Orca, Sushi, Curve, Aave is doing well, Camino. A lot about DeFi. DeFi is going to be the next big thing. I've talked about this, Morpho here, you see as well. Uni as well. SwissBorg should be part of those. I 100% agree on that. It's just normal. We went to create a lot of noise to now look at fundamentals. Yields are coming back. People want to get yields. They're getting more money that's going to go into these different platforms. And while TVL is growing, token appreciation will happen as well because there's fundamentally a business connected to that token, right? Rather if it's supply that is burned by the amount of treasury that this company makes, or other ways that people utilize the token of these different decentralized applications of DeFi that could, make a higher yield or whatever, give better governance rights to different people. So one that has been really exploited poorly is Curve. I will look at Curve more and more because this token has been diminished. Obviously, it's a very controversial token. It's very centralized in terms of ownership. The founder himself has a huge amount, and it's always went bust multiple times. But DeFi is definitely something that's great. The DeFi bundle or thematic is definitely something to look into. Shadow doing very well. It was hammered after the listing and is going better and better and better. And that option is doing quite well. The token is on Solana, and I believe this is a nice token to have. Now let's talk about product update. This is going to be very, very exciting for you guys because there's a lot to cover. So check this out. Here you go, guys. Limit orders are here, and this is the beta release, but it's going to be finally released to everyone at SwissBorg, which is really, really cool. It's going to be really, really nice to see this. So what is the beta release about? It's about being able to trade your favorite tokens, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. And these tokens could enable you to trade the market in the best way possible. Right now, as if you believe as myself that the consensus is that we're going to be trading Bitcoin between 100 and 90,000, strong resistance at 100,000, and let's say the resistance is maybe at 91,000. The support is at 91,000. You could sell your Bitcoin in at 99,000 automatically whenever it reaches it, and then buy back and when it falls down to 91. And you could do that multiple times if you get it right. And I think this is great ways to use your trading abilities in an automatic fashion. So if you have been asking for it, now you should be using it. And not the best thing out of this is that Dan and Andri are going to show you essentially how this has been built on Thursday CT on Discord. It's going to be a really cool way for you guys to enjoy with who's building behind the scene this wonderful trading system. New to SwissBorg, there's 9 tokens that are coming this Tuesday, which is really awesome. There are a very big amount, obviously, of meme tokens, and because it's the meme season. It's been the meme cycle, sorry. Within the memes, though, there are some really cool ones. There's MetaDAO. MetaDAO is something that's very interesting. it's really about governing essentially projects on chain. It's a really good way that even, for example, SwissBorg could really use. It's all about the Futarchi, which is a new DAO voting system that's based on proposals. And it's a great way that these proposals could be predicted. So there's a bit of mix of prediction and governance around it. I think so. It's really, really cool. It's something that we should be inspired about. There is some more than that, is RSR. The RSR is the governance token of the reserve rights. Reserve rights is issue stable asset-backed currency on the reserve protocol. R tokens, so it's RWA play. These are backed by a basket of cryptos managed by smart contracts. So I think so. It's a great way that we are able to do thematics in a decentralized manner, and this has a little bit like RWA TradFi play, which is very interesting. The GOAT, Maximus, another one that's very interesting. GOAT has been a meme coin that was really pumped by the creator of pump.fun and as well about the truth terminal. So this is definitely one that has gained a lot of attention, and there's a lot of momentum on this one. Ponke, the beautiful ape that we like so much, has been tweeting with us and doing coffee drinks. I think so. There's a great team behind it. You probably know who they are. And Ponke has taken off thanks to his Instagram beautiful posts. Earn, we talked about DeFi Renaissance and SwissBorg taking up to that. LPT, which is a really nice decentralized AI vendoring blockchain. Like, how do you bring essentially decentralized computing to video images, and how you're able to get now staking on it. The staking is insane. It's up to 40%. I hope you guys are going to enjoy that one. But we have more for those who love as well AVAX, which is still a very big competitor in terms of EVM chain, right? You have number one, obviously, right now is Ethereum and Solana. Depends if you look on transaction or on TVL. Ethereum is TVL. Transactions right now is mainly, and volume is on Solana. But right after that, definitely AVAX has a strong play. And right now, thanks to AVAX, thanks to Suzaku, you're going to have up to 5% APY. The good thing is it's restaking, so you're going to be able to as well farm some points, which is nice. So not only you get the reward, but you get the essentially farming points that will bring you probably a sweet, nice airdrop. Alpha. More to that. Alpha has definitely been a great way to invest into early stage projects. The next deal will be on Ambient. That's going to be really cool. It's about empowering global environment insights. So it has something to do with DeSci, which is really nice decentralized science, and how to make the planet cleaner. We'll have more about this next week on a special video. The one who's stealing the show is our favorite mascot. It's Borgy, the community-driven mascot of SwissBorg. This is a great initiative that our community has really took in and say, let's do this beautiful Saint Bernard dog, which represents obviously the solid way of how Swiss people are beautifully nice and kind and strong, of course. BorgPad launch pool deal just happened. Essentially, there was $50,000 worth of Borg token. 100% of those tokens were burned. So I think so, if I'm not mistaken, was 136,000 Borg that was burnt there. It happened very, very fast. The rewards it's a linear 6 months, so it's really good for the long run. It started at a 1 million market cap, and things are going quite well for it. 6.7 million right now as we speak. There's a small amount of holders, though so far. So it's still very, very new. And it's going to come into the SwissBorg app very shortly. So this is something that I think so is very awesome to show the importance of how BorgPad you're able to create a crazy idea, built to liquidity bootstrap it thanks to the Borg token, which are burnt. Okay, these are tokens that will never come back to surface. They'll be remain in the pool. So imagine all these deals that will happen and how much Borg buy pressure that will go into these different deals, and they'll be locked forever. It will be listed into the SwissBorg app. Hopefully by the time this video is there, it's already there. Borgy, let's go. Let's show the world that SwissBorg's community has been built together a beautiful, wonderful mascot, and looking forward to it. which I'm looking forward to it, as well as the first community white paper that has been published. It is out. This is the first chapter. Chapter 2 will happen next week, and I'm really excited to see how every month this will evolve together, how we are co-designing the future of SwissBorg, and how we go to financial free thanks to this. So if you want to check out the white paper, just scan it as right now, and you'll enjoy it, hopefully. And by the way, shout out to the design team doing fantastic, beautiful design out of it. If you want to know more about the next Borg assembly is going to happen, the gift of the Borg will happen next week on Tuesday. I will be replacing this Pow Wow. Yes, it will happen Tuesday next week. Oh my God, I'm getting tired. Oh my God. If you want to know more about the Borg assembly, sorry guys, it will happen next week. And instead of this Pow Wow, it will be really cool. We'll talk about the Borg monthly performance, about the Sextex update, Guardians updates. We'll talk about as well what happened in the last votes. We'll talk about essentially the treasury part and what's a part of the treasury part, because you voted, but we're not sure what is the whole thing about. We'll talk about the BorgPad update, of course. We will talk about the next votes, which will be about BorgPad, of course. And of course, there's always time for questions. This time we'll start with French edition that will happen at 6 o'clock, and then essentially the English one that will happen at 7 o'clock. 7 years of Christmas, and there's still a competition. Actually, by the way, most of these tokens are already sold out, and I definitely need to get some because I promised that I'll get some to our dear community members. So there's still this game that's going on, and you could win some of these limited edition tokens. There's 70 Borg during that week. So what you'd have to do is open the app, show commitment every day. You have to log into it, hold Borg, be a premium user, and buy Borg during that week. So go for it. Enjoy the game. Now some Borg and some data. Things are going extremely well. 640 new updates and new users that got premium, which is fantastic. That brings us as well to 158,000 people in the app that have Borg, which is really grow. And in terms of activity, we had some world records right now. I mean, SwissBorg records at least, which is 211,794. We should have some time. 2 billion of assets. Close to 4,000 of KYC users in last week, which is good. And I would say the net flow is still not great. Community index cast your score, it is a very high one, 9.7, which is fantastic. Everything is green, you know what I mean. Beautiful burgers, another week, another fantastic bull run. Obviously things get a bit choppy, but we know that we're prepared for that. You were mentally built for this, and there's a lot of great news. As I said, there's a new DeFi, essentially a narrative that's coming back to the market, which is a very healthy one with for the market. Obviously there's some crazy yields that will blow up and some DeFi protocols that will blow up, but we're seeing more and more people starting back to get to this narrative, which I think is a very, very good move. And I think we have to really work on it, and how the Borg essentially is amplifying this message through the Launchpad, but as well for all the premium usage within the app, and more that we're bringing with the decentralized governance about this new collective community chapters white paper that we're writing. So I think this is something that's very fundamental, is very important. Obviously, you know, Bitcoin over 100K is crazy. It is crazy. If you think about it, 2 years ago, you know, almost day per day was trading at, 18,000. That's over 6x of what is today. And I made a post, by the way, or I was swimming in the water, saying, if you're able to swim in the water in winter time, you're going to really enjoy summertime. And the idea behind it was like, well, you have done a 6x already with Bitcoin, which is just amazing. And the institutional adoption that's behind it is just crazy. And I know that a lot of crypto people are quite pessimistic about this bull run and this about the end of the bull run. I don't feel at all. I think that people don't realize it's not about crypto people anymore. It's the big guys who decide it. And it's some way, or at least the price of Bitcoin and maybe some of Ethereum. And maybe some way this is bad, but at the same time, this shows a lot of maturity. If we were in 2017, we would have just gone to the moon and then break it. because when you have essentially a lot of crazy people that is only retail driven, people go to too much excessive leverage and that get wiped out. When you have more institutional people, they tend to have this less risky and a better option to not go too crazy, right? It's a bit like you compare kids to adults. It's a bit the same thing. So I think so. This is definitely very good for crypto. And obviously, we're not just in Bitcoin. We're in so many different assets, right? Bitcoin in the next cycle or so is not going to be as interesting as it was before, right? We're going to get more into the next Solana, maybe SWI, and of course the Borg token that is really at the heart of SwissBorg and today is still at a very cheap discounted price. So the next big chapters of next week is going to be a really great one. It's about BorgPad and of course the treasury pot. This is something that I hopefully believe that you're going to be very excited about. And hopefully we're going to build something that is going to be much greater and will bring us to financial freedom. For those who are in Zurich tonight, see you tonight. And if not, see you soon on X and on YouTube. Much love to you guys. As always, be wealthy, be healthy. Love our Borg Equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching our weekly Pow Wow episode. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave a like. And if you didn't, tune in next week anyway, so that you can figure out if it's better then. Bye!